Welcome.
Yeah.
How you doing today? Buenos dias.
Yeah,
Bonjour.
Where do you learn Spanish and French?
E caro, inaquana.
How you day?
How you day? In it.
Where do we have
I don't know why we use that in it and everything.
Wow. You see, this kind of synergy you see at events. When you hang out.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you guys back again.
Yeah.
My name is YemiTheTurnUpMC.
And I am DJ Opey. He's your ultimate events catalyst.
And he's your vibes machine, the sound whisperer, the keeper of sound.
Odogu one, thank you.
Maker of laughter.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know how to do, you know what to do, put like, comment, subscribe, share, and just vibe with us, just
send us money if you want.
Yeah. Just give us something to know that you guys are enjoying what we're dropping every other time. It makes us want to do more, and
it gives us motivation to sit down and shoot these things. A lot of times it's not the most convenient thing to do, but we're trying to make it work. So please support our hustle.
Yeah, and I know we're DJs and MC, but we talk about varieties of issues in life and everything, so it stems across all walks of life.
Yep.
So please feel to subscribe and follow us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So today we're talking about a very, very interesting topic, actually.
Yeah, we are responding to a question
that we've been asked a lot of times.
Yes.
And it's essentially what was our path to permanent residency, green card, or what you might call it,
American citizenship.
American citizenship.
Yeah.
How did we attain that? Because as you know, we've said in our previous episodes, we both came here as international students.
Yes.
And we had to go through the whole process.
Yes.
Of getting on this
our residency. Yes.
So, Yemi, do you wanna go first? I like Yemi's one. Yemi's one is.
Why do you like my own? Because my own, no, it stems off yours as well. So you feel like it rubs off your own story.
No. The reason I like your own is and we'll talk about it in a second. Sorry, we're just having a personal conversation. Excuse us. The reason I like your own is because it was one of those things that we didn't know.
Yeah.
We had heard in the background.
Yeah.
I've been in America since 2009.
Yeah.
You came in 2018.
2018, yeah.
2018. We kind of heard in the background, we're like, it's for, you have to be, Einstein or whatever. You have to solve one piece or whatever to get to your own. So your story actually inspires me. And this off camera.
Yeah.
You know how much, I push for your story and I push for your route, and how much I push for more people to kind of know about this. So I don't want you to start, and I might even start interviewing you in the process and asking you some questions. I do want you to start because I think it's a route that a lot of people didn't really know about or didn't take advantage of till very recently. It's becoming a little bit more popular, but I don't even think that a lot of people
absolutely. It only cost me like $5 million. I had to do the gold card.
You bought the gold.
I had to do the gold card, So,
that's what that's what I like about it, bro.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
But honestly, jokes aside, actually, it was a very sweet story. Honestly, God works in mysterious ways, and that's what I said. Sometimes I think there's an international student thing, or Africans or whatever, but it's normal for us to always be worried about the next thing and next thing and next thing. I was like that as well, and one of the reasons why we're making this video is also to encourage people, encourage international students out there, encourage Africans, South Americans, and every part of the world that you guys stem from, and you're the US, or people even watching from outside US, to let them know that it is possible.
Yep.
So this is kind of just to encourage people and just share our story as well. So after grad school, after I finished with my master's, I worked for a little bit before I went back for my before I even go back to go to the school route, I worked for a little bit. Then I worked with a company. I'm not going to say their name. And initially we had talks about sponsoring my visa, but along the line they kind of went back on their words, and they were not willing. They were citing cost and whatever stuff. So, but it was an heartbreaking moment for me because I trusted that point. Yeah, everyone. So you see, it's a familiar thing. Yeah, and at that point, I made that decision that I was never going to trust another employer again for that certainty. So, but God's so good. At that time I was already, in a relationship with my wife, and shout out to my wife too. So she was trying to apply for a PhD. She was trying to go into school for a PhD, and we were planning our wedding at that point. And I was like, so she was also pushing for me to do my PhD. I was like, I'm not interested. I've never been interested.
Oh yeah, Yemi used to say, I will never do a PhD. School to me.
Yeah, exactly. See, now we're gonna make another video about PhD now. I'm gonna make another video about PhD now. So yeah, so I was like, but because my wife was pretty much pushing, I was just like, okay, fine, let me just apply. And it was around, we're just getting out of COVID, right?
Yeah. It was
around COVID that I applied, right? So, and I applied. I was like, I was never going to write GRE because I didn't want to, God will just happen. Like the school just waived GRE. Like it was like they just want me to apply. So then I applied and everything. Then my supervisor, so I wanted to start like fall of 2022. Because my goal was we're going to get married in June of 2021. Then I'll still have one more year to work to, recuperate from that spending, that wedding spending. So, but God so good. My supervisor reached out to me again and she was like, will you be willing to start August of 2021?
I remember when all that happened.
And I was like, we're just finishing wedding in June.
Yeah.
Money I finished.
I just added another human being to my portfolio.
I just added another wife. Wow, this is PhD. What? And we both applied to, so Joy and I actually applied to the same school. Wanted to go to Wisconsin. Then we University of Wisconsin Madison. Yeah, when we applied to
that's true. Like, man, it's been a while.
Then my second choice was Purdue, and ours was like SIU. So we didn't get Madison. Then we got our second choices.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I was not like, all right, that's happened. No, so it seems like you be the one to go now. My wife said, no, we are going together. I was like, going where? Do you know what this means? Like, we're going to have to live separately, blah, blah, blah. She was like, yeah, it's fine. It's a sacrifice that we'll make for a particular time. Then my supervisor now called back and it was like, are you willing to start 2021? I was like, no, I want to start 2022, but we prayed about it and everything. And, God said, just start.
So at this time you were on OPT?
I was on OPT. Yes, I was on OPT. I was like in my second year. So it was.
And if you guys don't know what OPT is, optional practical training. Training is something you get after you graduate with a degree. For non-STEM degrees, you get 1 year. If you're a STEM degree, you can get an additional 2 years. 2
years, yes.
Per degree.
Per degree, yes.
So
if you want to,
I'm OPT.
Yeah. This one is OPT expert. He milked the OPT. So we went to school and she started. Well, we really the place we're going to. There's a lot of episodes that is going into this thing. Because now we talk about PhD. Yeah,
but let me start from
skip it. Yeah, so. Then we started, my wife is in different school, I was in different school, but, literally it just happened like me coming into that program, it just started opening like opportunities for me in terms of like recognitions and discoveries and things like that. And mind you, I had already heard about. So the application I did, the petition I did was called the EB2NIW, which is the employer.
Say that again. Let them hear it well.
EB2NIW, which is employer based 2. The NIW means that national interest waiver. So the national interest waiver is just pretty much saying that you do not need an employer to sponsor your visa. So so I already heard about it in that same year, but I, like Opey mentioned, I assumed that you needed to have a certain level of, degree or a certain level of achievement to be able to qualify. So I never saw myself, qualifying for things like that, and in that ended of 2021 and beginning of 2022, the USCIS actually posted because it was after COVID, they had a lot of visas that they were actually literally almost just telling people to apply. So even people that were doing EB3, they were advising them to go to EB2. So they were literally begging people to apply. So coming into that PhD program and getting all those discoveries and things like that, and petitioning properly, then I with faith, I applied. My wife, we applied, and
Wait, don't just skip down. How big was your application start?
Oh my God, I feel like anybody writing that petition or writing it would know how rigorous and how stressful it is mentally.
It's not. The reason why I say you should not skip it is because it's not a walk in the park.
No, it's not.
Yemi might have just said, and I applied. But the period between deciding to apply and actually applying, there were so many things that need to happen. If you can give a little light there.
Yeah, because you had to collate, because there's some criteria that you had to meet to apply.
Yep.
Then after even meeting those criteria, then you have to petition. You have to show the United States that you are worthy. You are worthy of this, whatever stuff. And what you're doing is of importance to the US.
To the US, because you can apply, and if it's not something they are really looking for,
and your position to promote it.
Yeah. So that, and then references. People say like testimonials or something like
that. Recommendation letters. Exactly.
Yeah.
Achievement and things like that. So there's a lot of things that go into it. Some people even go as far as say you need publications. I sometimes I dispute that at first. I dispute that
it helps
because it helps, but it's not compulsory.
It's not compulsory. If you have more compelling evidence, or not evidence, if you have more compelling things that you have done, they will also look at that.
Yeah, exactly. Because at that point for me, I didn't have publications. So if I was going to go by that, I would probably not apply.
Not have applied.
Yeah, but. So I heard about it, but I just felt I didn't qualify for it. But there was a friend and a brother from my previous school at Western that kind of just talked about it again, and he kind of just at that point he stuck to me. I can't forget him. Every time I share this story, I always talk about him. Yeah, so I talk about him. He's a very, very quiet person. I don't want to call out his name. So, but you know who you are. You're a doctor. So I'm gonna keep it as that. So, but yeah. So I applied with a friend. So a friend of ours too. We applied together at the same time. We're going through the process together. So, but it was a very rigorous process. It took me a month to write that petition. Like. Me being like active writing, everyday writing, not just stopping and going.
You're doing 20 minutes.
I was in the middle of TA, in the middle of exams, and I was writing that stuff because for me, once I narrow down on something, if I don't finish it, I won't be able to rest. So it'll be all I think about, all I want to do. I just want to accomplish it. So it was a full month of being possessed with petition writing. So then we made that petition. We submitted it in June. I think we submitted it a few days before we had our son. So my wife was really very heavy when we I can remember when we were packing the documents together. She was really
a sharpshooter.
Yeah. So yeah, we applied in June, and by December we got our approval. Then we adjusted our status, and then we got our green card. And God has been faithful.
Yep.
And
you're good. So that was the EB2NIW, and once again, I am also really passionate about this because, like I said at the beginning, it's something that we didn't know was possible. Yeah. Like Yemi said, like when I say we, I'm talking about myself and my partner and my wife, we had reached out to lawyers, and they had said, "No,
you can't get it."
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
get
lawyers
it,
told me too as well. Like you can't get it.
Yeah, I don't know why they say that, because
they always like the easy cases.
Yeah, because they don't want to have to do extra work. So it was something like, no, you guys don't qualify for this and all. So we're willing to spend money on this thing, get a lawyer, get everything. And I know people that have gotten lawyers and all, and you know, made life easier for them. Yemi did not use a lawyer.
No, I did
and
not.
he did it by himself. But like some cases are really complicated.
That you have to use lawyers.
You might have to use a lawyer, but also look for those lawyers that know what they're doing when it comes to that have either done a few in the past, or you know, really know what they're doing and know all the avenues and all the different things, and you know, look for the right ones. So I really wanted to say that. And if you need more information about this, and this is what we say about all of these things, if you need more information about this, you can always reach out to us.
Yeah.
I'm not the expert here.
I'm no longer the expert.
Yemi has more.
To an extent now.
To an extent, he has more.
Yeah, but we have people that really invested into this that we can reach out to.
That we can
need more information
on your behalf and everything.
Yeah.
Now, it might not be free. Just don't be surprised.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not free, but at the end of the day, you know, it's your future.
Yeah.
And like I said, we were willing to pay tens of thousands.
And we're not making any campaign or speech for anybody that is into.
Yeah, we're
just talking generally. But because sometimes all it takes is a success story.
Yep.
That will encourage you to know that's possible. For my case, the good doctor was a success story for me. That kind of just gave me the strength or the energy that I needed to apply. So sometimes you need a success story, and who knows, maybe you hearing this today might be the success story that you need to hear.
Yes.
And would give you the confidence to actually pursue it. So please, if you're that person and you're at this point and you're looking for the next thing or how to solidify your stay in the US, you know, this is a wake up call for you to look into this as well and pursue it. And the sky is your limit.
I'll say after Yemi did his, like there are several other people that have now done theirs because.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I can remember it because only thing that I did, because you were strong believers of sharing information and to help other people. So I remember one of the things that I did was when we got it, because I was still in school back then. I was telling people, anyone I could see, anyone I could meet, African internationals I could see, I talked to them about it. You know, I let them know if you need any materials, I'm happy to share. You know, understand. So I was sharing that information. I had people from people in my school, friends of friends, call me from even different schools and you know, talk to me like, you know, asking for advice and things like that. And I was happy to do it, you know. And I mean, to the glory of God, we had other people that did after me and successfully gotten their approvals and gotten their green cards as well. So I mean, not that I was not doing this for money or anything. So just a disclaimer out there, so for you to understand that it was just out of the genuineness of my heart. It was not because I wanted to get something from him, but it was the desire to see people succeed as in something that I also succeeded in. So so maybe if you didn't that success story, this is just it for you. And if you're that person also that you have information to help people, you know, just do the next best thing, be your brother's keeper and share information. You never know who needs it at that point. The
other thing, and I've said this before about this kind of thing, is, you know, another thing is, like I was trying to stress the point when you said, you know, you applied or, you know, you decided to apply, you apply. You put in the work.
Oh, there's work to it.
There's writing. There's so many things that needs to be done. Nobody's going to baby you and help you write, help you proofread, help you do that. That's a full-time job.
Yeah.
If that's the one you will have to pay for. If someone.
You know the funny thing about even using lawyers. Using lawyers, you still have to write something for the lawyers. It's not because I've heard people that use lawyers and I look at it and I'm like, I eventually find out that sometimes they do 70-80% of the work. And And lawyers will just
the lawyers just to guide you. They're not the ones. They don't know your research or what you were involved in. You're the one that really knows it.
So either ways, you're still gonna do the work. You're still gonna put in the.
They will tell you the kind of things that they know USCIS is looking for.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll do that. But aside that, but you're still gonna put in the work. And this is one of the. I'll say I don't think it's a hard route, but this is one of the routes that people think is hard to getting green cards and permanent residency, because you have to actually prove that you're worth something.
You're worth something
to the American government.
Yeah, and if you're in school already, you're already proven that. You just need to add some other accolades to you to what you're doing, and just.
Oh, one thing I remember about that is Yemi didn't get it based on PhD. He got it based on a master's, right?
Yeah, because I was still working on my PhD, so it was kind of like, because you have to show your future endeavor, what you plan to do, so to also show that you're positioned for that.
Yes.
So I used the minimum was like I think it was a master's degree.
Yeah.
So I used my master's degree, but I was positioned to further my research and further and improving the
program at the time.
The country, the United States. So it's not a requirement to have a PhD.
I'll talk about my path real quick. My path involves my wife.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, my wife and I both got it by applying. So
for that, when you filed for you and your wife, because you're filing and you're married, or your wife automatically
becomes part of the application.
So me and Yemi's wife, we are beneficiaries.
No, I would say co-laborers.
Co-laborers. So my own story is long. Okay, let's get into it. Came to America, studied aerospace engineering, first degree. It's hard to get an aerospace engineering job in America if you're not a citizen. You're not a citizen, because there's a lot of security clearance, so many things going on. So that was already some sort of a stumbling block in terms of the kind of jobs I could get. So I went into more of a mechanical engineer type of role, more of a general engineering type of role. I went on OPT, obviously because it was engineering. I got the 3 years. I used my full 3 years. My full 3 years.
You milked it.
Yeah, company was going to file, not going to file, all of that.
All the story.
Last minute, they
pulled out.
Lawyers came in from everybody. It was too late at that point. There are timelines. You hit this timeline, you don't have anything. Your OPT has finished. You have to be back in school or have to go back to your country.
Yeah.
So went back to school, did my master's, which took me about a year and 4 months. I did my master's in industrial and systems engineering. Graduated with that. Got another 3 years of OPT. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
So I actually went back and worked with the same company that I work for, because they like me, obviously. And that's another thing. Don't burn bridges.
Yeah.
You never know what will happen. Even though it didn't work out
the first time.
For them, I went back, I worked with them. They were like, okay, this time we'll figure it out. The last time we found out too late or whatever, I don't know. We'll figure it out this time. We did it. Did 3 years. But, thank God for God, though. I thank God we are not reliant on man.
Yeah.
We put our faith in God. At the same time, my wife had done undergrad, master's, and was in her PhD at the time. So towards my second year of OPT, my wife graduated with her PhD, and when she got a job at an academic institution, it's easy for academic institutions to file for people. So they filed for her. Because they were filing for her, I was on the application myself too, because we were married at the time. We're still married. Anytime I say at the time, I'm like, why do I keep saying that? And so it took a bit, year and a half, 2 years, maybe even 2 years from the time of when they started to when we eventually got it. But it was one of those things where it was just going to come through.
Just a matter of time.
it came in right in time. I thank God I was independent on, what man was going to do for me.
Exactly.
At the time. So it came right in time. Everything came through, and to God be the glory.
Yeah.
We had tried, like I said, when Yemi was talking, we had tried, okay, let's go to lawyer. What can we do? All of that. The lawyers didn't have any more information. You read some of these things on even the USCIS page sometimes, and some of them are vague.
Yeah.
And you can't really make full meaning of it. It almost takes you to know someone that has done it.
Yeah.
To like kind of hold your hands to this is exactly what I did. This this is where the sharing of information actually helps. Yeah. So it was a long path. So imagine so many years of undergrad, 3 years of OPT, masters, 3 years of OPT, and then filing to 1.5 to 2 years and all that. It's a long.
Yeah, it took a while.
It's a long path to get to this, and not everybody is patient enough. Not everybody has the resources to do this, because also master is not chin. I paid for it. I was a GA, but they only waived half of my scholarship, so I had to pay the other half. Fortunately, I had savings to pay for that. I didn't want to have my parents pay for my masters at my big age, so I paid for it. They paid for my undergrad, and I'm grateful to my parents. Thank you so much for giving up a lot of things to make sure your kids were successful. So I'm eternally grateful to them.
Shout out to our parents.
Yeah, they did a lot there, but I didn't want to put a burden of paying for a master's on top of that, for me. So I had saved all the money for that. I did that. A lot of stress, every time when graduation is coming, it's like, what's your next move?
What's your plan? What's your next
plan? And a lot of times you
don't have answers to those questions.
You don't have solid answers to those questions.
Yes.
It's not like you can just walk into Walmart and get a job if this other thing doesn't happen. It's literally, if you don't get a job, you're leaving the country.
Yes.
That kind of thing. So it's something where, for a lot of international students, when you're graduating, you get nervous a little bit. And it's just, this is why faith is very important, because sometimes if you go by sight, you might not be as encouraged.
Yeah.
And you have to really have faith in something that, something would work out in the end of the day. And this is all, doing everything legally, trying to do everything legally and not jumping any hoops or anything. So it's just by the grace of God that, we're here today. But we thought we'd share these stories with you guys. We've been extremely vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly. Extremely
vulnerable with you guys. But that's I know this is a topic that people don't really talk about.
Yeah.
And like we said, we are not gatekeeping anything. This is exactly what it is. We're trying to, encourage somebody out there that might be going through something similar and be like,
exactly. If you're in that tight spot whereby your company is promising you something, our advice would be do not trust a company 100%. Do not always have.
They can pull out. They can pull out last minute.
No company is loyal to you except a company you built yourself.
Yeah, and just to put a disclaimer out there, a lot of companies file and it goes through.
Yes, but let them do it first.
Yeah.
Let them put their money where their mouth is.
Their money where their mouth is. Just saying this, more often than not, they might pull out. But we also know some people that have gone through the process and it went through for them. But now that there are other avenues. Yeah. There are other things you can do. If you are exceptional at what you do, if you get recognition for what you do, you stand out in your field as being exceptional, there are more opportunities for you. So hopefully that encourages somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for tuning.
Yeah, if you have other questions, leave them in the comment section and we will get to them.